Curios, talismans, items of power.
Don't mind me. Welcome.
Greetings.
You are seeking healing? Let me see what I can do. I came to the Order years ago, eager to learn how magic can be used to help the mortal races. I joined the Order to become a battle mage, but I quickly learned the horrors of such magic. I elected to study healing instead. I've lived in Rathir my whole life. This is the heart of the Alfar, the center of the world. Healing is a discipline that not many choose to pursue here. There is a stigma that it is a craft for village elders and common folk. But it involves mastery of spellcraft, alchemy, and anatomy. Many simply lack the patience needed to learn these works. Stay safe.
How do I keep losing quills?
Casting magic is something I can handle, but all this theory... How am I supposed to summarize the 9 principles of warding in 10 words? The Order. It's one of the most respected orders in the Feylands. I spent the better part of my life training to be a part of it. You're never too old to learn something. That's what I always say. Of course, it helps that I forget everything half the time. I hear there's more tutelage that goes on here at the Rathir chapter. And when you've learned enough, you're sent out into the world. I even hear some go to Isa. Be seeing you. Faster! Harder! Work the spell, damn you all! Someone I haven't met before. I thought I'd met every member of the Order in this chapter. Magic is reaching all races. If we do not know what its limitations and strengths are, then we are in for darker times. I oversee the training of initiates here in the Rathir chapter. Defensive work, mostly, to protect themselves while doing research or going on expeditions. There are a number of advantages to basing ourselves in Rathir. The plains are among the most magical of the regions in these lands. And we receive special patronage from the Orbicant, the rules of Rathir, for the purposes of furthering the study of magic.
Greetings.
Let's see. If I change the motion to more a twist, then will the spell be redoubled?
I've been providing goods to the Order for over a decade. What's your interest? Worked here my whole life. I've seen things shocking enough to make you blind. It takes a certain kind to last long in this Order, I think. I provide all members of the Scholia Arcana with the tools and items their training might require of them. Largest city on the continent. At least, it was once, before the gnomes refused to quit adding to Odessa. Come again.
Hello there. Ah, welcome to the Scholia Arcana, young one. How may I be of assistance? A city of splendors indeed. The Scholia Arcana shares the spire with a great many of the Alpha elite. Rathir has stood for centuries, through famine and through fire. It will stand for centuries more. Most would tell you that the Scholia Arcana is the continent's premier journal and lecture society, an order of learned mages and scholars. And that is true. It is simply not the whole truth. In time, you will learn what I mean. I have a feeling about you. Interested in a bit of sage crafting or alchemy? Itran Skan or Red Thumbroom will be happy to help you out. Or if dispelling is your preference, try to find Artan Cade about. The man's a wizard with a ward. Most would tell you that the Scholia Arcana is the continent's premier journal and lecture society, an order of learned mages and scholars. And that is true. It is simply not the whole truth. To learn what the Scholia Arcana truly is, you'll need to become one of us. I will confess we have been watching your progress for some time. It would please us greatly were you to become a member of our order. Savant Ethan Engar has already been selected to serve as your mentor, in fact. But he is away, currently serving as ambassador in the Fey city of Issa. To begin the rituals necessary to join the Scholia Arcana, you will need to find him there first. You can find me here.
Wards can be a tricky thing if you don't know how to handle them. I am but a humble practitioner of the arts of dispelling. I share my knowledge with all who wish to learn. The Rathia chapter certainly manages to provide the resources we need, be they financial, academic, or even personal. It is rather alarming, it seems, that more mages know how to create wards than undo them. Another time.
I'm sorry, but the symposium on the effects of mana sublimation in sagecrafting ended some time ago. Might I suggest perhaps maintaining some punctuality? There is much that goes into the study of sagecrafting, but though some obsess with the practical forms, I devote myself to its theoretical elegance. Magic is more powerful than it ever has been, and who is more important in such a time as now than the Scholia Arcana? Oh dear, it seems that I've had my symposium scheduled at the same time as Earth and Nara's lecture. She's going to be cross. Until next time.
Is there something you need of me? A wonderful institution, if only for appropriating funding for the study of magic. You know, instead of using funds for silly things like weapons or entertainment. Oh, well, not many care to inquire about me. Usually it's all about sagecrafting and gem lattices. It's my work, you see. I have no idea why the chapter continues to schedule my practical sagecrafting lectures at the same time as the Sagecraft Theory Symposium. Farewell. Greetings.
Alchemy is about creating something worth more than the sum of its parts. Many, many years ago, I joined this hallowed order. I was young, tender at the age of 15, and gifted far beyond my rights in the art of magic. Ethan Engar recognized my potential even then. He was the first to show me the wonders of alchemy. I've been happily blowing my eyebrows off ever since. The great city of the Alfar has never fallen, and never will. At least, not until it does. I can think of no greater mystery than what it must have been like for the first alchemists to sample the potions they made. I only wish I had been there. Try not to explode yourself.
Hello. Good day. Hello.
Well, I was hoping to spend my time in the Order solving mysteries and delving into the world of the arcane. Or at least, not as much time on custodial work. A collection of smarter people I'm sure I've never seen. Grew up in Rothair. Always had a head for letters. Was a bit sickly as a youth, so there was little for me to do but read. Once I was of age, I joined the Scholia. Spent my life growing up around the docks. Love all parts of this city, from high to low. Farewell.
Are you here for the evaluation? I've already administered the written copies. This will have to be an oral exam. Were it so easy to summarize an institution like the Scholia Arcana in a few short words, books, I think, do it slightly more justice. I oversee the library in the Rathir chapter. Many walk the road of knowledge, but I make sure they do so in an orderly manner. The Rathir chapter has some of the finest collections of manuscripts in the plains of Erethel. I guarantee it. Members of all ranks, regardless of their skill, must always know the value of research and perception. I understand you're not yet a member of our order, so consider this a preliminary exam. Take this book, read it, and understand what it means to be a mage of the Scholia Arcana. The Omnibus Arcana is a staple of the education in our institution. All first-year students are given a copy to study. The lessons involve an introduction to the rigors of studying magic, as well as the value of applying yourself to your studies. Each book is different for every user, but they all impart the same basic knowledge. This is the Omnibus Arcana. It is a magical text that holds the collected knowledge of our order. It is also imbued with a certain form of intelligence. Follow its directions as you would my own. This is an introductory text given to all first-year students. It's considered canon. The test begins in the courtyard. From there, you're on your own.
What? Oh, right.
Welcome.
Hello. Greetings.
Welcome.
The City Watch never rests. The City Watch never rests.
City Watch never rests.
Do not miss Leogriff's many marvels.
Keep the pace.
Captain of the Watch, correct? And
City Watch.
Curios, talismans, items of power.
The City Watch never rests.
Hello.
Excellent job. You've earned a Scholia Arcana stipend, if nothing else. Now, let's see what you've learned. What was the point of your final lesson? Yes, that is correct. I see you have a promising future in our order. Where was I?
Welcome. Oh, hello.
Welcome to our temple. I am a daughter of Lyria, one of many sons and daughters who have devoted themselves here. My station is to look after the relics sacred to our order. Sadly, many of the relics we once had are now lost. All are welcome here to pray, to reflect and find peace. If you seek fate weaving or the orison, you should speak with the High Priestess. The goddess of magic, fate, mysteries. We believe that order and chaos are how others want the world to be. But Lyria is concerned with what is, and what can truly change it. True wisdom is knowing the one and grasping the other. Priestess Saranin oversees the temple. Though her station is high, she is gracious and open to all who visit. She will weave your fate if you ask, or lead you on the sacred ritual we call the orison. You should speak with her if you wish to know more. The Lunar Gardens, or sometimes the Garden of Eternal Night, dedicated to the goddess Lunala. How it works is a mystery. Lunala is goddess of night, the moon, and what is hidden. It is said she is Lyria's handmaiden, or her daughter, or her younger sister. It has left so many scars on our city, our souls, and the land beyond. Nor has it stopped taking life. It was long ago. I don't know very much about it. There were the plague times, and then the burning, and then they were over. The second burning came when the Tuatha broke through our defenses. They set our southern keys on fire. I remember it. I watched from here. When the war first came, we sent one out to every stronghold keep. This served two purposes. It brought faith and strength to our soldiers there. And if Rathir fell, some relics might still remain. We have announced a gold reward for their return, but sadly, none have yet come back to us. Please do. There are at least 6 that I know of, sent to the major strongholds of the plains of Arethel. Bring any you find to me. Lyria rewards those in her favor. The great Alfar strongholds of Arethel are Dolve Arn, Verki, Rithen, Candrian, Dolve Whale, and Corgan Hold. They were primarily sent to the strongholds of the plains of Arethel, but any that you find will be gladly welcomed and thanked with gold. So long.
If you've come seeking prayer and sanctuary, you are welcome here.
Sisters and brothers of Lyria, that is how we are called. Do you seek fate weaving? See Priestess Saranin.
me, what brings you to this sacred place? For prayer? For the weaving of your fate? Or for the orison? There is something peculiar about you. The threads are... But you know of this, don't you? Then you are the one. I had heard rumors, but never thought... Well, it is good to meet you. You have drawn Lyria's attention. May I look into your cards? It is said that our goddess is the goddess of magic, but by so being, she is goddess of the heart of things, of mystery, and the true weaver of fate. This temple was founded by Bayala Tiran herself, mother and prophetess of our people. It was High Priestess Tiran who led our people from Glen Sutton. It was she who found Rathir. It was she who sheltered and guided us, who made us who we are. Though few of your kind do, all are welcome to the Orison. Perform 3 tasks of devotion to Lyria, and in exchange, earn her blessing. Sojourn, service, and giving. They wind from outward to inward, and from the depths of our history to this very moment. It is no idle turn of phrase. Though you gave of yourself to earn it, your gain will be greater than the sacrifice. You began when you entered this temple. The first task is the sojourn. Have this. It is an amphora. With it, travel to the 3 springs blessed by Priestess Tiran on her sojourn from the north. Fill the amphora with some of each spring. 1 is just outside Rathir, a 2nd in Lower Galafor, the 3rd is in Snowmelt Pass. Bring the amphora I gave you to each of the 3 sacred springs. They are just north of Rathir, in southern Galafor, and in Snowmelt Pass. When you are done, return to me.
not miss Leogriff's many marvels.
A prayer for our troops.
At your service. The amphora is full? Good. I will hold that for now. So you have seen what Bayala Tiran saw, and walked where she walked. Now hear what our prophetess taught. From the frozen north, she led our forebears across the plains to Snowmelt Pass. There she promised all a place. At Snowmelt Spring, above the sea, they turned to see the far-off shores they had left behind, and all was sore of heart. Bayala Tiran consoled them then. "Forget what you left behind," she said. "We go to a new home, where each shall have a place." And then they came to the pools of Gallivore Plain, where she taught that Lyria's grace is like the waters all around. There a line formed to drink and bathe, and those at the back of the line bickered with those in the front. Bayala Tiran grew angry. She spoke to her children, saying that as this spring flows, so do Lyria's blessings, to all and wide, and without preference. From there, they continued east until they stood upon the bluffs and saw this spire. There, Tiran taught us of the 3 gifts. Every Rethiri child knows the 3 gifts, learns them by heart. They are shelter, blessing, and hope. All who dwell in Lyria's city shall find shelter. All may come to this temple for blessing, and orison, and for all, the hope of a better day. Now you know what you need to know. You are ready for the second task. It is service. Each seeking the orison must serve Lyria among her people. For you, there is a man named Nur in the lower tunnels. Day and night he profanes the name of Lyria with falsehoods. Discredit his words before the ears of my children. Drive him away from there. To do this, you must rely on the teachings of the Sojourn. Shall I repeat them for you now? Of course. From the frozen north, Bayala Tiran led our forebears across the plains to Snowmelt Pass. There she promised all a place. And then they came to the pools of Gallivore Plain, where she taught that Lyria's grace is. From there, they continued east until they stood upon the bluffs and saw this spire. Now you know what you need to know. You are ready for the second task. Yes. Go to where he preaches lies in the lower tunnels of this city. Challenge him, prove him false, shame him, and drive him away. I think the lessons of the Sojourn will help you in this. Do you wish to hear them again? Good. Go then, and do Lyria's work. If you fail at first, persist.
The temple is Lyria's. The garden remains. don't mind me.
House Anwan would look down on any new great house.
The Watch sees all in Rathir.
Keep the peace. Curios, talismans, items of power.
34 to 30.
Citizen. Hello, Topsider. Oh, thought you were the Watch.
A human more loved by Lyria than us? Tell me then, does Lyria not love those above more than she loves us? Why else would she put the fortunate upon the spire with her temple and cast us down here in the dark? What? Chains? You are a simpleton. The chains you cannot see are chains all the same. But what would you know of such things? A poet, then? Student of history? Lucky you, to have such fine books to steal your thoughts from. If you're so clever, then tell me, are we not fated? Did Lyria not place us down here by design? What do I? Why, you thick-skulled Uruk! You petty, snot-nosed... Look at what they do! They trick you, they... Forgive me, my friends. But you do not deny it, then? You admit that Lyria gave us our lot. Gave us nothing but these dank caves and a few meager coins? What? Child's nonsense. Boulder all for empty heads. Why are you all looking at me that way? Surely you don't believe in such lies. And if they are true, you are still here. Bah! You are all sheep. Cling to your goddess, then. You are caged sheep. Keep to your pens.
Ah.
Where? I have nothing to say to you. These fools have chosen their lot. They will cower here their mewling lives. A pox on that name. A pox on fate. I still say it's a lie, and you are a liar's faithful dog. How do you like that?
Well.
Buy something, sell something. It doesn't matter where you got it from.
Well, a top...
Fancy a gamble? Tests tables and places.
Keep the faith.
Students of magic, masters of spells.
A prayer for our troops.
Word has come to me of your service. You defended our faith and Rathia's image admirably. You have reached the final task. It is not far off. In fact, it is standing before me at this very moment. It is the giving, and you give it of yourself. When you are ready, tell me so. The sparrows are rag pickers and dwell in the lowest of the tunnels. Still, Lyria loves them too, perhaps most of all. Do you know, there was a grain of truth and a grain of deceit in his ravings. Lyria does lift some up and cast some down. But a powerful woman may die heartbroken in a ditch, and the humblest sparrow may one day sit upon a throne. First, you must choose. Give of yourself the wisdom you have gained, or give a magic gem of the highest water, or give in gold a sum of great worth. Do you understand? Yes, some of your experience offered as a sacrifice to Lyria. This was the original giving, and still that which she loves the most. Gems are pure magic. They are the perfect gift for our goddess. Place an epic gem in this ceremonial figurine to give it for the orison. Does it seem low or petty to you? Magic is the current of power in our world. Gold is a sort of magic in the minds of mortals. Of course, it takes a great deal in Lyria's eyes to equal the worth of the other two. Of course, return when you have chosen.
The goddess watch over you.
The final task of the Orison is the giving. When you are ready for it, tell me. First, you must choose. Give of your... Do you understand? Excellent. Tell me, which do you choose? Then by Lyria's light and Tyrion's teaching, I, priestess of this temple, receive your gift and conclude the Orison. You have walked the path of our ancestors, spoken the words of our prophets, and given truly of yourself. Lyria guard you, Lyria guide you, and may her blessing be upon you. You have seen for yourself. Many in Rathir perform the rite, once, maybe twice in a lifetime. The work is hard, but the aura is slow to fade. You have done well. Be proud.
The Watch sees all in Rathir.
Hey!
The Fae in the House of Vengeance are, bar none, the fiercest, strongest, most downright unstoppable creatures in the land. Not that they have a lot to be vengeful about. After all, Godflow was the one who started the damned war.
Captain Talibor, a slaver and murderer? I don't know what to think anymore.
What do you want? I'm beset by petitioners these days. Another advocate for this absurd plan to retake Melsenshire, I take it. Look to Rathia's sister across the strait. Her battered walls, her burned gardens, her back broken from a decade of war. We take in refugees. We send them food that we can spare. We try to ease her pain. But for 10 years I stood here and watched her die slowly. And now you, a stranger, think to convince me to commit the whole of this city to saving her because our army's greatest failure has recovered some old relic. Melsenshire stands as Rathia's eastern shield. Even now, nearly broken, she still stands. This city can do nothing for the fortress, but perhaps its people can. The wounded we have here wish to return to fight for the fortress one last time. I'll tell them to meet you at the docks, and take this as well from my own collection. May it be of use to you in the coming battle. They have delved earthward where we have lifted high. They think no one watches them because they are thus sheltered. The deeper they dig, the higher we will rise. I am the Elund, and I speak with the voice of the Orbakant. Within this city, my word is law. They rule Rathia, and they do so from behind a veil. I am their face and their voice. Those who watch and govern Rathia, they sit in secret council. Even their names are unknown, and are thus above corruption and idolatry. Only I am known, the Elund, their voice. The city of walls is lost to us, and we can afford no more troops for them. Better to muster our forces to counterattack after its fall. Rathia has taken in half of Melsenshire's population as refugees from the war. Orphans fill our poorhouses. They've never seen their parents' city and never will. I realize they long for their home, but they need to accept a painful fact. Rathia is their only home now. Melsenshire is no more. You carry with you Rathia's bravest sons and daughters. Realize that if you fail to liberate that withered wall, you will have doomed our city as well. Do not speak to me of the war. I am the voice of Rathia, not a general or a fate weaver, nor Lyria herself, who alone controls the outcome. Go to the eastern docks in the lower city and find Captain Dodwin. He will oversee your journey to Melsenshire. Go. Save our sister across the sea or die with her.
City Watch, move along. The City Watch never rests.
Curios, talismans, items of power.
That will do quite nicely. My harpy of a wife and 100 shot. Sharpened blades. Not a good comp. So long. That will do quite nicely.
Give us a wink, love. Drives my rusty nail of a husband mad. Now. What can I do for you? Farewell.
The finest quality option.
Students of magic, masters of spells.
Fish fresh from the morning catch, spices from across the raging sea.
Every serious student shops at Leargriff's. So long. Curio.
Friend, what'll it be?
I have gems and shards of all kinds. I can't tell if he's lazy or clever, but he gets away with so much for his age. Drunk again, thanks to you. Now I'll have to watch my gems until he sobers. Then he'll be hung over, and then I'll have to watch my head. So long.
Welcome. What do you need today? Goodbye.
cannot emphasize the importance of what... You've done. Until you destroy... Farewell.
Need something? I've got supplies if you need them. Don't be a stranger.
Mark my words. Bringing a Fae into the village we'll see you soon. Hello.
Every soldier in this endless war deserves to return to their loved ones. They're the reason we're out there fighting.
I don't know what to do. Why go to a Fate Weaver? Why? Sometimes I don't feel this way. Sometimes it's reassuring, but not right now. Not when it's so close. I still think it's a blessing. Talking to that Fate Weaver means I can make good on the time I have left. But how can I tell my family? It's like erasing the smiles from their faces, or or like killing the joy in their hearts. Why would I do that? So I don't feel guilty about deceiving them? Isn't that just selfish? Is it completely selfish to not tell them, so I don't have to see them upset? But facing this alone, truly, truly alone, I can't do it.
The walls of Glir Rathwen came crashing to the ocean's turmoil. Our people, despaired and battle-weary, hiding from the ogre's fists, saw Beala Tirin atop the revered spire, dressed in priestly garb and circled by a camp of mages. Wise Tirin called forth the grace of Lyria, her beauteous song, paragon of the ethereal. The people climbed to her side, a summit cloister of spell-woven forces. She smote the Jotun from the hallowed pinnacle, and never again did they return. Rathir, she named the place where sharp rocks break the water's surface. This home for all Dokkulfar, the lunar crag of Lyria, founded in the 14th year after the parting.
In his great plan, Mitharu blessed both us and the Fae with nature. The Fae say these stones will hold the memories of those who talk to them, and will hold them forever, unlike the confessions I hear. I don't know how this works, and it lacks the structure and order that is the mark of Mitharu. This may be the place I should go. Mitharu had no hand in it. Look at it. Mossy, pale rock, blank, with cracks. So many cracks. Cursed by maid's dread hand, when all were doomed to sleep, the lovely Bell-maid rescued all, despite her claws to weep. And why did Bell-maid cry, you ask? Her king Wenson was ill. The evil maid of Windermere had tried to break his will.
Good evening.
Can I help you?
If you know which end to hold, I've got a sword. Or two you might put to use. So long.
Interested in blacksmithing or out? Me, you're welcome to our equipment. Come back anytime.
I hope they fared well up north in the mission.
The water shaped with ease, the sand bent just as well. The plants gave way, the beasts have fled. Even stone must give way to my love, for Dara is grander than this lake I craft, this loch beside this hill. For her, a century's task seems effortless. So hard I worked to make this jewel for Dara's crown, that I did not notice when winter took her from the summer wood, never to be Dara any more. The work of love has made my love futile, and so I leave it to the wild. I commit myself to Ashara. I cannot love again.
So Brother Fallon is dead? And I thought things were bad as they could get. This means Astrid will run out of plague shields sooner or later. I'm able to supply it. The village has not always been kind to me, but never mind that. This will be my olive branch. So, you know that louse, do you? I've known him for quite some time now, before fate weaving was dreary business. Good old Agarth. He warned me what too much truth can do. I wish I'd listened closer. Sadly, I have not been welcome across the lake for a long time. When I first arrived here, I gave fortunes to several villagers. The fates were not happy ones. Of course, until I drew their cards, I had no idea. They blamed me and cut off ties. It's not witchcraft like the townsfolk believe. It's simply reading the threads of fate, and some people can't come to terms with it. He was a good man and a friend. He was kind after the village shut their doors to me, and taught me much of what I know. So long.
What do you want?
The love of two hearts beat as the lapping upon the shore, the herald of the royal seat as the storm that shakes the sky, the maiden of the forest spring as the flame attracts the fly, the lion's claw and dove's wing, eventually both will die.
Yes, stranger?
Yes, I have a moment I can spare for you. Good day.
What's needed now?
But you've saved us. Billis and I, widows spare you.
Yes, stranger?
Rathia sails with you this day. Godspeed.
It's good to be back.
Hi. You know, before I met you, I swore to myself that my fighting days were behind me. After fighting nearly all my life, it was one of the hardest things I've had to do. But now you've taken me this far. If I don't take these next steps on my own, I don't think I ever will.
We're so close. Hurry now. 1,000 times you could ask that question, and every time I would answer yes. Absolutely yes. But there is something terrible about arriving at a day you've been anticipating for years.
Just another recruit. The ships are loading now for Melsen Shear. Are you ready to board? Right away.
Agarth, you know better than any of us how this will end. Why must we fight a war that you know we will not win?
You would still ask that to Lara, after all you've seen.
Until I get an answer, Fate Weaver. Until then.
Why do we fight? Because there is hope. Because only through battle can we break the chains that fate has forged. Don't you see? We have been given a chance. And though some of us will die, we will die knowing that our lives were finally our own. That we are no longer slaves to the whims of fate. Would you throw it away? Just for fear of another defeat? Not I. I will fight. And if I die knowing that I have made a choice. And this choice, for good or for ill, was my own.
Another body for the ground. This is all the help we get.
Greetings. The next ship out of here is heading for Rathir. Are you interested in coming aboard? Suit yourself.
Come on, the commander's waiting for us.
Pray to Lyria that fate is on our side.
Commander O'Wyglen wants to talk before we leave. Witch Knight Malwyn and his forces bested me 10 years ago, and I've been preparing myself since then. If I'm not ready now, then I don't deserve another chance.
Greetings. Tuatha are relentless. We get no peace here. Good luck on the wall.
In the early war, Tyne Delfric himself led us in battle. When the foe fell back, he handed the post to Oathblade Curra.
Just another recruit. The Fae are immortal. How can we hold out against that? The General has returned.
What is Talera doing back here?
Fine day for a battle.
Looks like the Tuatha are up to something. You should get some rest. You're going to need it.
Welcome to the siege.
I've heard the soldiers say that death walks the walls of Melsen Shear.
Something tells me they're wrong. Death has only just arrived. Need to know something about Mel Senshir? I'm the one to ask. The elite scout unit of Mel Senshir. Few love their work as much as they do. I've seen more of the soldiers that defend Mel Senshir than all of the officers 10 times over. They keep coming from Rathia, and I keep putting them into the ground. I've been digging graves for the great general my whole life. She's a goddess of war, that one. First Sword Bronwyn Sen is a poet with a blade, though something tells me you're no stranger to a fight. The city has been under siege for so long that we're starting to run out of places to put the bodies. Pretty soon, the boats that bring the new recruits over will have to take the broken bodies of the old back. Keep 'em coming.
You look a little nervous.
Watch yourself when you're on...
Not exactly the heroes of legend, but you're a welcome sight nonetheless. When Mel Senshir was built, the Winter Fae weren't the friendliest of neighbours, but they were nothing like the Tuatha they've become. Cluricon is all swamp, jungle and death. Have you ever tried fighting an army in a place like this? It's hot, wet, and it always smells like something died, because something did. Those bastards keep squeezing us and squeezing us. Well, it's time for them to see what we mortals can do. The General's army used to defend us, but that was before the Tuatha started summoning Niskaru to join them. Tilera's forces never stood a chance. Still, she blamed herself and went into exile. We could have used her here, but heroes only show up when you really need them, right? We've been the front line of this war for the last decade. The fact that Mel Senshir still stands at all is a testament to all we've sacrificed. I was just a child before the siege started. I joined the army because I dreamed of becoming a hero like the great General Tilera. Funny thing, dreams. Likely you've come to see the fortress before it falls. I've seen her stand for the last 10 years, but the end, I think, has finally come. Our scouts report that the Tuatha are massing, and in their wake we've seen it. The Niskaru Lord, Baelor, has come for Mel Senshir at last. Indeed, they expect us to hide behind the walls of Mel Senshir. Instead, we'll rush the field and delay the Baelor's arrival. That leaves the Witch Knight. Malwyn is the commander of the Tuatha forces, and likely the one who has made a pact with the Baelor. You and Tilera will be part of an effort to kill him. If we can kill Witch Knight Malwyn, then the Baelor may run rampant in the field, and in the chaos we can rout the Tuatha. It is much to hope for, but that's the plan. The real mission goes to General Tilera and yourself. My place is with my brothers and sisters, on the ground and against the enemy. When you're ready, come meet me by the gates. We've hidden from these nightmares long enough. Now we must face them, and perhaps we'll live to see the morning.
The liberation of Mel Senshir is close. Hurry!
Another body for the ground.
Great Illyria, that fate is on our side. You look very nervous. The great general is back, just like she promised. Another 10 years.
You won't last long. Interested in a trinket or a gem? Rialti's Ma has what you need. The Great General, they call her. Haven't seen anything great yet. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against the Alpha, but this war is great for business. I'm just a travelling merchant. I take my wares where I can get the most profit. Another time, then.
I don't care if the bartender's manning the ramparts. Someone has to have a drink for sale.
You look a little nervous. Looking to restock? Ilan Doldran has what you need. I've lived in Mel Senshir all my life. Sold my first potion when I was no taller than a boggart. I met her once, back before the siege. She bought a pair of boots from me. It was my home before the war started, and it will be my home long after, no matter the outcome.
Back again. Hi. Child, you can't hide a good battle from an old hero. I wouldn't have missed this for all the wine in the House of Ballads. It's been 20 years since I've had the honor of fighting by Talera's side. They used to call her the Lady of the Lance, and they will again if I'm any judge.
Name's Tarek Smith. I'm the best armorer this side of the strait. If you need me to repair your gear, just say the word. I came here to join the fight, but with all the smithing that needs to be done, I haven't been able to escape the forge. The Great General. She and the Sen sisters are old friends, you know. They grew up together in Arathel. This is as good a place as any to die. Not that I plan on doing that just yet, mind you. The woman is a poet with a hammer. No one forges a finer blade. Her twin sister Bronwyn, his first sword. You don't even know what that means, do you? Stay safe.
You didn't think I'd miss this, did you?
Ah, your hands are strong. Are you a student of the blade?
With both my sister and Talera here, the Tuatha stand no chance. You will see. My sister? She has some skill with a blade, yes. Try not to make her angry. For years, the Tuatha have sought to break down these walls, and for years, they have failed. Mel Senshir will never fall. I grew up with Bronwyn in Talera, so don't think that the only thing I can do with a blade is forge one. Happy hunting.
Look, sister. It is the one who fights beside Talera. Welcome to the battle, warrior. Talera is a great warrior. We are lucky that she has joined us for this next battle. Historically, the First Sword is the greatest blade master of the Alfar army. I earned the title when I killed a Tuatha champion known as Zarastes. Since the Tuatha penned us here, Mel Senshir has become more than just our home. It is where we've made our stand. My sister can be abrasive at times. Do not let her rough exterior fool you, though. None can forge a finer blade. Go with Lyria.
Give your armor to Tarek Smith for repairs, and he'll give it back better than new. I've been here almost a year. I guess you could call me a veteran at this point. Before the war, I worked for one of the merchant houses in Rathir. She is the First Sword, the greatest champion of the Alfar army. I knew about how terrible the siege was when I arrived. My brother had told me. He was killed the day before I was drafted. Keep walking. If I fight with honor, perhaps the Ariad will invite me to their ranks. They are the hand-picked elite of the Alfar army. I'm hoping to prove myself worthy of joining their ranks. I just arrived myself. I was a chandler before I received my draft notice. A lot smaller than I was expecting. Of course, judging by the rubble, I suppose it used to be bigger.
Welcome to the war, recruit. Need anything? She has always been an arrogant one. I, for one, think we could have chosen a better commander. I was not originally a sagecrafter, but war breeds necessity, and I learned quickly. This city used to be a gem to behold, but years of war have destroyed much of its beauty.
More blood for the wall.
The great general is back, just like she promised. Another 10 years, and I'll have it out.
I prefer the sanctuary of this place to the bustle of the square. There will be time enough for clamour when the battle starts. I am a warrior, nothing more. I go where I am told. I will spill blood with my company upon the shield wall until either I fall or no enemies remain. It is good to hear that she has returned. I know that in the coming battle she will be strong. Mel Senshir has been my home for 7 years of bitter struggle. As grateful as I am for the strength of its walls, I am eager for a new horizon.
great general is back. What is it? Time is running out. Steel yourselves. The battle is not to be taken lightly. Then let us go. We've had sightings of the Tuatha vanguard. When they enter the courtyard, we will open the gates and counterattack. You and Talera will use the distraction to execute your plan. One way or another, this will be over soon.
Hore Sunera Alfor! Our hunt for Malwyn can now begin in earnest. I will take one path and you another. If a Wigland's troops hold, then Malwyn will be delayed at the outer wall with the Balor. But we should make sure he doesn't get past us. Now, we must get moving. There is no room for error.
Can't let those Tuatha reach our archers. Go! You and Talera need to find Malwyn and kill him before he has a chance to bring the Balor into the fray. Hurry!
This is the guard. Is anybody left in there? Just one! Opening the door!
The Tuatha came fast! We held them back, but I'm the last one left!
I'll make sure they don't try that again. Someone's got to make sure these ladders stay down. And you need to move before O'Waglin's troops start falling back. You have a habit of choosing strange times for conversation.
Finally, some reinforcements. We tried to fight off the two other, but they took most of our company prisoner. They're threatening to execute the rest unless we lay down our arms. You could get in amongst them, silently, if possible, and save what's left of the survivors. I recommend you tread lightly in there. They'll probably kill any survivors if we try to mount a frontal assault. Normally, I'm a scout, but anybody that can swing a blade has to do their part today. The Tuatha moved on us in such numbers, we couldn't hold them all off.
This is our chance, before they can regain control of the creature. Ah! Theoden, guide my hand. For Rathir! This ends here!
You're still alive! You've got to destroy Baelor before it tears this place apart. This is what I was born to do. I thought I would never fight a battle like this for the rest of my life. All the ale in the world couldn't make me feel like this. But you've got to press on and stop the Baelor. It's tearing this fortress apart. Are you reporting in? The Tuatha are all over our lines. The battle is a bit of a mess right now. I heard them stop pounding, a bunch of fighting, and then nothing. Guess I have you to thank that we're not completely overrun. A Niskaru as big as this fortress. It's pushed us all the way back here, and now it is tearing down the very walls of Mel Senshir. The Tuatha must be truly mad to conjure up such a beast. We held off the last wave, and then that thing showed up. I dragged them both here, but I don't think they're gonna make it. Good luck to you.
rebels! Run!
Yes. Be on your way.
We'd never have had a chance without you here. Trust me on that.
The Tuatha. They're gone. After 10 years. I can't believe they're finally gone. We lost many, but we all knew the risk. I almost joined them. The Tuatha had my back against the outer wall when there was this flash of light. I looked up, and all I saw was the silhouette of you on top of that beast. It was the most glorious sight of my life. But I never saw the General. I'd like to personally thank her. Then the rumors of her dishonor will finally be silenced. She gave everything to us in the end, and the world will know that. When we rebuild these walls, we'll name them after General Talera. Her memory will stand as long as the ramparts shine. But she never would have been here had you not delivered her to us. It can never be enough, but we hope you'll accept this as our thanks. There won't be any parades until the war is won. Tuatha still hold most of Cluricon, and over the years, they've infected every part of these swamps. Clearing them out isn't going to be easy, but we might have help. There are rumors of a small band of fighters harassing the Tuatha. Perhaps the hero of Mel Senshir can convince them to work with us. Good luck. Watch out for those red-eyed bastards.
Any luck out there? I'll meet you in Mel Senshir.
Off into the swamps, I assume? None that would be of any help. After a decade of Tuatha control, they've all gone quiet. But if there are any out there, I'm sure they'll be looking for you. Just keep your eyes open. After all, you'll be in their swamp. Be on your way.
Interested in a trinket or a gem? Rialti's Ma has what you need. Looks like she really was the great general after all. Another time, then.
The hero of Mel Sen... I've got plenty of supplies if you've got plenty of coin. The greatest of generals. I heard that when the Niskaru came, she gave her life in order to protect us. When that Niskaru appeared, I thought that was it. Mel Senshir would fall. No one else in this world could have slain that demon. I thank Lyria you were here with us. Come back again.
Behind me is the Mel Senshir jail, hero. All of the prisoners were given weapons and placed on the wall for the battle. It is empty now. Someone has to guard the jail, although I'd much rather be pursuing the Tuatha. The loss of the great general is a terrible blow. She was the greatest warrior in the army. Several times I thought the city would fall, but it was not our fate. Most of the criminals we get are deserters or drunken brawlers. The jail is currently empty. All of the prisoners were armed and sent to the wall before the battle. This war has lasted so long it seems like that's all the city has ever known.
Sensheer.
Have you come for the scout training? You need not be war-sworn, you know. Are you surprised to find us here? We are mercenaries after all. Have you been out there? It's a strange land. Like and unlike the Western lands. Looking sharp, he says every time he sees me. So bloody pleased with himself with his little jest. Not the stealthiest of foes, it's true. But their tactics are so strange. Sometimes so brilliant. Scouts are vital all the same. With the siege broken, what I'd give to drop my guard, to dare and hope that the end's in sight. But the Tuatha King is leagues away. Leagues. Good scouting and tracking runs deep among the Warsworn. The same principles apply to bandits in the woods as Tuatha in Chlorocon's waste. So long.
Greetings, hero. How may I assist you? I was wrong to doubt her. She has proven that she was the greatest commander we have ever had. It seems fate smiled on us when she brought you to our city. We would not have won without you.
Hello.
Give your armor to Tarek Smith for repairs, and he'll give it back.
Honor to you, champion. I watched from the battle's van while you faced Malwyn and his demon pet. You have earned great glory and the respect of all Alfar. If you have a moment, could I ask a favor of you? We grew up together back in Arethel. I've never known a warrior more courageous. I have never been a part of a battle like that before. You and Tilera were magnificent. Since the Tuatha penned us here, Mel Sensheer has become more than just our home. It is where we made our stand. Now that the siege has been broken, it will be where we rise up and take the fight back to the cursed Tuatha. Go with Lyria.
Ah, your hands are strong. Are you a student of the blade? I knew Tilera my whole life. She is a hero to the Alfar. Happy hunting.
How's that steel? Need me to take a look? A terrible loss for us. Should have been her leading our army south. She is the highest-ranking blade master in the Alfar army, and she fought beside Tilera herself. Could probably have gutted the Baelor too, if she'd gotten close. Bronwyn Sen is a living legend. Treat her with respect. I did not see the demon fall, but I felt the earth shake. To slay such a creature, you must have been blessed by the gods. Stay safe.
Our soldiers are doing their best out there, but it's still a nightmare. We've heard rumors about a band of soldiers striking the Tuatha for years, but nothing solid. They said their forces were crippled by a bitter frost, but it never gets that cold in the swamps. If you believe the rumors, they attack and then fade into the swamps of Cluricon without a trace. Just go out there, and I suspect they'll find you. Watch out for those red-eyed bastards.
Who's this, then? Come to lighten gloomy Mel Sensheer. I'm head of the Warsworn here. If you wanted to join, you've come far for the wrong way. You've got to start in Dalentarth. Where there's war, there's Warsworn. Our way is the soldier's life. It gets under your skin and into your blood, and there it stays. Call me a Castellan without a keep. Within the greater army is a smaller, war-sworn force, and that force answers to me. Every spare shield and blade from the Order's keeps come here. Here where death cries as endlessly as the ocean weaves. The leader of a war-sworn keep. There are 3 keeps in the Summer Phalanx. Perhaps there will be one here someday, once we're done with this war. Aye.
The Tuatha lines have broken, and we still live. It looks like fate has a sense of humor. Please, forgive my melancholy. The champion of Mel Senshir should be cheered, not subjected to my sorrow. I am Adrian Tyr, and I owe you my thanks. Though many have been lost, your courage saved a great many more. She was the greatest among us. What happened out there on the wall? I knew she would redeem herself. Thank Lyria she was here, and that her life was not given in vain. I did not think fate would let us survive that onslaught. It seems that even if fate is not on our side, you are. Farewell.
You're already dead. Nothing but another corpse, just like me. Another body for the feast. She's here, you know. Death. I've seen her. She's like a big fat crow come to eat my eyes. Please, don't let her eat my eyes. I don't want to die. Once I thought they were monsters, always rising. I didn't know then. I didn't understand where the real monsters live. A fool twice cursed. Once to fall in battle, nearly killed. Cursed again to keep on living in this wretched place, this nest of death and darkness. A whole city of crows, fat from feasting. Don't leave me!
Most of the army has pursued the Tuatha into Cluricon.
What is it now? I am Corialia Scathe, head surgeon here in Melsenshire. Do you require healing? As head surgeon, I support the soldiers of the Alfar armies as best I can. Despite the recent and dramatic improvements in healing magic, few that make their way to my table survive. As great as our power may be, the power of the Tuatha is all the more destructive. To be able to study their physiology. Impossible, of course, given how their bodies return to nature upon their death. Her services are adequate. I'll admit, her only fault lies in caring too much for her patients. A beautiful city, is it not? When the siege began, I came here straight away from studying with the Scholia Arcana in Rathir. The opportunity to observe the effects of violence firsthand and to help, of course, was too much to ignore. Farewell.
Oh. I just want to go home.
Are you a doctor?
I am Megan, nurse to the wounded soldiers of the Alfar. How can I help you? Mistress Scathe is our head surgeon, though lately she's taken to disappearing for hours at a time. I cannot help but wonder where she goes. My family does not understand. They want me to settle down somewhere. There are so many who suffer and so few who help. I cannot just turn and look the other way. He came to us broken from the fighting. I fear that though his flesh has survived the siege, his mind has not. The poor soldiers of Melsenshire desperately need a healer's touch. There are so many dead or dying, and so few of us to help. Stay safe.
Are you a doctor?
Are you a doctor? To General Tilera.
Business is booming. I've been running the Serpent's Tail ever since the original proprietor left to buy supplies, and never came back. It's not easy keeping a tavern open in the middle of a siege, but the soldiers needed something to keep their minds off the war. When she left before, well, I didn't think we would ever see her again. She was far braver and stronger than I gave her credit for. I thank Lyria you were here with us, hero. You brought us victory in our darkest moment. What you see around you is a shell of what Mel Senshir once was. Before the Tuatha occupation, she was a great trading post, a sister of Rathir. But now the city is in ruins, and the path to rebuild her is long indeed.
Hail, warrior. It's time to celebrate. The Baelor's dead, and the Tuatha have fallen back to Cursewood. You and me, let's drink to victory. I'm not doing this for the glory. Glory's worthless when you're dead. I'm doing this because someone has to. And if not me, then who? Oh, I come from a long line of soldiers. We don't know anything else. I'd pay good gold to see anyone in my family bake a loaf of bread or read a book. Thought we were doomed, didn't you? You and everybody else. But nobody accounted for the hero of Mel Senshir. No. Not Tak. Not Tak. Damn the Tuatha! Damn them to the fires! This isn't how it was supposed to happen. I was supposed to be the soldier. He was supposed to stay home to watch Mother. I knew he was in Cursewood, but they must have been in the path of the Baelor. They were trying to shield us. Poor Tak. Mother will be ruined. What can I say? Tak was my baby brother. Always sticking his nose into trouble he was. Went for the war, too. Couldn't keep well enough away. I thought if I enlisted with the Alfar, then Tak wouldn't have anything to do with it. That's usually how he operated. Was too good for anything his big sister did. I've no choice but to keep fighting. For Tak. For all the baby brothers out there getting tossed into a hole, alone. I'm done drinking.
You want to talk to me? That's unusual. Most people around here don't want to talk to a Fate Weaver. I came here wishing to be of some use to the defenders of the city. But telling them all that they are going to die isn't what I had in mind. It was a great deed, her sacrifice. Still, I find it odd. It wasn't her fate to die here. She was to continue on, after the fall of the city. I've seen the fate of every soldier in that battle, and none of them were to survive past that day. I do not know what you are, or how you are doing whatever it is you're doing, but I'm glad you are on our side. I don't know why I came here. Every fate I see ends in a terrible, gruesome death.
enough strangers in Ironfast.
Stranger.
Hello, stranger. Welcome to Ironfast Keep. No! What? You bastard! That rotten, useless idiot! How could he do this to me? He said he'd come back! Please, you must be mistaken. Please, tell me it's someone else. That fool. Go away, please.
Yeah? What are you looking at?
So it's done. Better you than me, I suppose. With the war still raging, there's always plenty of bad news to deliver. You should see the stacks of them in Rathir. Thank you. You have more courage than I do. And I've stared into the eye of the enemy. Take this. It's my weekly pay. I can't bear to feel its weight.
Death to the tyrant. Mayor Eswin has fallen at last. Today is a day to celebrate, my... Have a drink, if you can afford it. I thought I could smell meat on you. Thanks a lot. You really helped me out. Come back.
Hello.
East of the Wolds, you'll find fortunes can be had there for a lucky... Oh, really? Someone finally answers to my post. Now that's what I like to see. Finally, keep the peace.